we did sort of talk about it. I put some notes. Let me see my notes here. Don't go anywhere. We talked about Arturo down the line, timing, the grip, the serve. Yeah, the serve is actually, again, that's a very individual kind of thing, you know. Like I never taught Sampras how to serve. I never changed his serve. You see, he always served the same way when he was 10 years old. He had the same follow through. Nobody follows through like he followed. Nobody does even now, like Sampras followed through. It's so unusual. It's so unnatural in a way that it doesn't happen. I mean, Becker sort of looked like that, but his grip was a little different. It wasn't the same. But I never changed his serve because his serve was so unbelievably good. But his follow through was like he followed through with his elbow bent and his racket around his stomach instead of down. You know, his follow through was different. But he had a very natural. I think Sampras would have been a great pitcher. Sampras had a golden arm. You know, he just had a golden right arm. Besides being athletic and moving really fast. And I think that's why his serve was so simple. I have some tapes of where he's practicing his serve. It looks so easy. And it's bombing in there. It looks like he's not doing anything. And I think that is the sign of a great player is when they can make it look simple. When you look at Murray hitting a backhand, he hits his backhand, no effort at all. The timing is perfect. The motion is perfect. And he can rip it without any extra motion. It's that balance. But on the serve, you know, when I played, I could not jump my left foot. You know, you remember? Do you know that or not?
You have a foot issue.
No, I don't have a foot issue. I don't have a foot issue. What I'm saying, when I played, I could not jump with my left foot over the baseline. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay, I'll give you some good information then, okay? I don't know when it changed. You can look up when it started changing. But there was a long time that you could not jump with your left foot over the baseline. It was considered footfall. When your foot was above the line.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was called footfall. You had to leave your left foot on the ground. So the serve then changed with the jump. So now, and I'm thinking sometimes maybe what you should do is change it to where you cannot jump anymore. So you wouldn't have serves that go 140 miles an hour. But that would sort of hinder the smaller guy, you know, because maybe they should say, if you're over 6'4", you're not allowed to jump. But anyway, so the serve, so the jump, I think, is very important. Some people jump into the court quite a bit with the left foot. Sampras, if he would jump close to a little bit over 3/4 of a foot, so half a foot, his serve would be great. If his left foot landed close to the baseline, then his serve was not as good. Okay, so for him, that leaping up and into the court was good. Same for Maria. Maria's problem right now is Maria doesn't stay up. If you look at Maria's serve and they wonder why it's so off, it's because when Maria serves, her body bends over so fast. She always threw her leg up in the air, her right leg, but it goes so high that she actually look at her serve like that. She pull almost like she's ready to dive into a pool. She bends over really fast. She doesn't stay up. If she would stay up, her serve would improve greatly. So in the serve, I think it's the rotation is important. I think the bending and the rotation, the pushing the knee out, I think, and then the jumping up into the court and into the court, going up to the ball and into the court, and then trying to snap the ball. It's actually funny. I tell them to. It's just so stupid. But I tell them, I say, you know, what I do a lot is have them hit. They feed them a high lob, and they have to let it bounce and then hit an overhead. I think it's a great exercise for the serve. Has no value at all, except it's very good for the serve. So they let the ball bounce, and then I want to see him snap the wrist, okay? So I tell him, I want to see the butt up in the air, okay? I said, when you're finished, I want to see your butt up in the air. And some kids are stupid enough to actually put the butt up in the air, you know? And I go, no, stupid, the butt is your racket, okay? So what happens, they snap it through, and so the butt of the racket goes up in the air, and you get that pronation theory. So I think those are good exercises. it's so individual. The serve is really sort of an individual kind of thing, you know. You cannot, I don't think you can teach everybody to serve exactly the same way. I don't think it's possible. You got to see them serve and then see how do they get the most, because some kids, when they don't jump, they actually get more racket speed than when they jump. And so you got to sort of see that, you know. Everybody look the way, what's his name, Roddick served, you know. I mean, completely different than anybody else. But I think on the serve is the rotation of the hips, the bending, and the jumping are very, and then the toss. I always tell them to extend the left arm for the toss. You know, the toss is crucial. If your toss is off, your serve is usually off, you know.
Yeah. Well, when it comes
to
what
else, man?
Snap, you know, people argue about the word snap because sometimes it's interpreted to mean that the wrist is bending forward, but what you're talking about is the turning over of the forearm,
right? Snapping
sideways, so to speak.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you pronate. It's a pronation, but the racket still will go up. The butt of the racket will still go up a little. You know, it doesn't stay down.